In this video, I'm going to show you how I would start dropshipping in 2026 as a complete beginner. So I recently just built this store and it's now doing 12K per month. I'll go ahead and refresh my dashboard so that you can see that these numbers are indeed legit. And to give a closer look, here's the exact net profit that I made over the last 7 days, which is around $650 with a total net profit of around 15%, which is pretty normal, especially when you are starting a new dropshipping store. But the reason I'm showing you all of these numbers is to prove to you that everything I'm going to be talking about in this video is something that is working today, and it's exactly what I've implemented into this store. So to make dropshipping work for you, you need to understand these 5 basic principles. The first one is finding a good product. The second one is knowing how to source that product properly in China. The third one is building out a good store. The fourth one is creating good ads and knowing how to run them on Facebook. And the fifth one is fulfilling and shipping out all of your orders without touching or seeing them, which is the beauty of dropshipping. So I'm going to break down all of these principles one by one as clearly as possible. So by the end of this video, you know exactly what you need to do to launch your first successful dropshipping store. So let's start with the first principle of finding your winning product. So there's really 3 basic things I look for in a winning product. The first one is that it must be trending and going viral right now. And this basically means any video on TikTok or on Facebook with millions of views and a ton of people commenting and sharing that video. The second thing is that the product must be unique and not something I can easily find at a retail store. So an example of that would be like a hairbrush, because you could find this pretty much anywhere, but instead you're better off finding a different version of that product that anyone can find, but with a really unique twist to it, such as a self-cleaning function. And the third thing I always look for in a product is that I must be able to sell it to almost anyone. Now, some bad examples of that would be things like a bird watching harness or beekeeping gloves, because these are super niche and you can only scale this to a very small population of this world. If you want to see the most success of dropshipping, you want a product that you could sell to almost anyone. So that's pretty much everything I look for in a winning product. And now I just want to show you a quick example of a product that checks all of those boxes. And that product is the self-cleaning hairbrush, which I just showed you guys. And this is because it's very unique, something you cannot easily find at a store. And it's also a product that you could sell to almost anyone because a lot of people use hairbrushes on a daily basis. And other than that, what we're watching here is actually a video that has gone viral in recent time. And then if we take a look at all of these comments, you got a lot of people saying, I need this so bad. This would make life so much easier. Where can I get this? Take my money. And overall, a lot of positive comments. And this is exactly what I like to look for in any product before I try to sell it. Now, the greatest thing about this product is that we could source it really cheap. And this is something you generally want to do because you can mark it up at least 3 to 4 times the price point so that you have a nice healthy margin for when we start running Facebook ads. So I found this product on AliExpress for $4.72. However, they are charging $4 in shipping. And when we do the math, it comes out to around $8.76. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend using AliExpress to dropship. And I'm going to show you something better that you can use where you can get even better pricing on your products. So what I'm going to do is just copy the URL of this AliExpress page. Then I'm going to take it over to Zendrop and go on their request a product page. I'm going to paste in that URL and then click on request. And within 24 hours, I'm able to get a quote on the exact same product. And now I'm getting a price point of $8.06 to the US. And I'm also getting the added benefit of faster shipping times and the best quality version of this product. And trust me, this is exactly what you want out of a dropshipping supplier, because if we go back to the AliExpress seller, we can see that they have horrible ratings for communication and shipping speed, which is going to cause you to get a ton of refunds and pretty much lose all of your profits. So believe me, Zendrop is going to be your best bet, and I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can sign up and start using this today. So now we know what to look for in a winning product. We know how to source it easily using Zendrop, but the question is, how do we actually find these winning products? So the first method, which is by far one of my most favorite, is by creating a TikTok burner account. And this works by creating a fresh TikTok account. You're going to search up hashtags like Amazon finds, TikTok made me buy it. And inside of those hashtags, there's going to be a bunch of videos of people doing product reviews. What you're going to do is click on all of those videos. You're going to like them. You're going to comment on them and then follow those pages. And then within the next few days, your For You page is going to be filled with a lot of other people who do product reviews. And then eventually you're going to run into dropshippers like this who are also recently going viral with more unique products just like this one. Now, keep in mind the TikTok burner method is something that works over the long term. So I'm also going to show you a few more methods that you can use where you can find winning products right now. So the first place that I would look would be on Zendrop itself, as they they have a list of trending products that are backed up by real data. And this is because Zendrop is a fulfillment platform. They own their supply chain and they know exactly what is getting shipped out from China on a daily basis. So all these products that you're seeing here are not something that they're just pulling out of the blue, but these are products that are literally getting sold right now and something that you could potentially sell right away. Now, if you signed up using my link that I mentioned earlier, you're going to get exclusive access to this list. But in addition to that, you'll also get access to Zendrop Academy, which has a ton of resources and even a full dropshipping course that you can take right now, and also live coaching calls that you can attend every single week to learn more about what works in dropshipping and even get any of your questions answered. And one of my other favorite methods of finding products is by opening a new private window on my browser, then go on AliExpress from there and then scroll down to the more to love section. And the reason I'm doing this on a private window is so that AliExpress is not able to use my previous search history to show me products that I've seen before or products that only I'm interested in. So because AliExpress doesn't have any data it can work with, it is now forced to show me all of the products that are trending on the platform, and ideally products that are unique and something I could potentially dropship. Now, aside from AliExpress, one of the best websites you can also use is 1688.com. Now, I like this method because we are going direct to the source and we are seeing all of the products that are being listed by the Chinese factories themselves. So let's take a look at this product, for example, which looks pretty unique. It looks like this crazy looking massage gun with like 16 different heads. And I'm not surprised I'm seeing this because technology in China is like far more advanced than the US and pretty much everywhere in this world. And if we take a look at the video, we can see that it's like a much better solution in alleviating the pain across the body. And this massage gun is actually a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier between the hairbrush and the self-cleaning hairbrush, in that we just found a product with a really unique feature to it, as opposed to a massage gun that we could pretty much find at any retail store at this point. And when we find a product with a really unique looking element to it, this makes it so much easier when we start marketing the product. And this is because the unique nature of that product is usually going to do all of the selling. And then lastly, one of the most effective research methods that you can use, which will literally cut your research time in half, would be using a tool called Minea, but most specifically using their new trending shops feature, which gives us a full database of Shopify stores, which tells us exactly how much money they're making per day, how much traffic that they're getting to their store, what their best selling products are, and all of their best performing ads. Now, because I want to find products that are trending right now, here's exactly the type of filters that I would personally use. So first things first, I'm going to filter everything with a minimum of 1,000 visits per month. I want these stores to do a minimum of $300 per day. And I want to make sure that the store is relatively new and was created within the last 6 months. And then up here, I'm going to sort everything by visits growth in the last 3 months, because this is now going to show me all of the stores with a nice uptrend in their traffic, which is going to tell me that the products are trending right now. So let's go ahead and click on this store, for example. On this page, we're able to get a ton of data on the store, and we can see that they're doing around 40K visits per month, around 1.4K per day. We can see all the apps that they have installed on their Shopify store. We can see all of their best selling products, and it looks like they're selling a dog cooling mat. So I guess it just helps to keep the dog more cooler when they are laying down. And then we also have access to all of their best performing ads. And then from here, we can take what's working for them, but make slightly better ads so that we can effectively compete with this store. So this is a really good way to see all of the stores that are working right now. But let's say you run into another store from like TikTok. What you could do is just take that website URL, then we can click on add shop and then just enter in that URL. And now Minea is going to show us all of the data we need to know about that store, which is going to be a good way to validate products before you decide to test it, because the last thing that you want to do is try to sell a product that's not even proven to work. And if you also want an easy way to find ads that are going viral right now so that you don't have to depend on the TikTok burner method, then you could just filter through their ads libraries. They literally have databases for Meta, TikTok, and Pinterest. And what I like to do to find winning ads super easily is to filter everything by videos. Make sure everything is a Shopify store. I'm going to filter everything by Australia, Canada, United States, and United Kingdom. I want to make sure that all the ads are still active. Then I want to make sure these ads have been running for at least 7 days, because this is going to be a solid baseline that's going to tell me that whatever product that they're selling is actually successful. And then from here, I just like to scroll down and then just hover over some of these ads. And again, do the same thing that I would do on like AliExpress and 1688. I want to look for products that capture my eye and things that look really, really unique. And this product right here is a good example of something that looks unique. If we take a closer look, it looks like these hand knitted lamps, which is actually something that's really cool and something that's potentially good to sell, especially with the Christmas season approaching. So again, these are some of my favorite methods to finding my winning products. And again, if you want to make product research super easy for you, you can get access to Minea using my link in the description below, which is going to give you 20% off your first 3 months. All right, so once you found your product, the next thing we need to do is build out our store. So if you want, you can open up your Shopify store using my link in the description below, which is going to give you a free 3-day trial, and you only have to pay $1 a month for the next 3 months. refunds. Once you have your store opened up, it should look something like this. And what you're going to need to do is set up Shopify payments so that you can accept payments from your customers. You need to set up your shipping rates and then also connect the domain for your store. Now, before you choose your domain, you're first going to need to know what your brand name is going to be. And to make your life easy, I've designed a custom GPT that helps you think of a name for your store, and it'll even help you create the logo for your store as well. And then once you have your brand name, you could just go on a website like GoDaddy, try to find a .com domain if possible, but if not, using a .co is going to be your second best option. And once you have all of that set up, now we just need to import our product into our store. The easiest way of doing this is by using Zendrop itself. And like I showed you earlier in this video, you can use their request a product feature where you can just take the URL of your product from AliExpress, paste it directly into here, click on request, and then they will source your product within a few minutes or up to 24 hours. And then from this product listing here, you can click on add to my products. You can change the product name. You can choose whatever variants you want to upload into your store. And you can also change the sales price for every single one of your variants. And I'd recommend setting a selling price at least 3 times whatever it costs you to source it from Zendrop. And lastly, you can also choose whatever images that you want, but keep in mind we can always upload better images later. Once everything is good to go, we're going to click on publish to my store. If you see this message, don't worry about it. We're going to click on confirm. Then just head back to your store, go on the left-hand side and then click on products, and you should be able to see your product right here. And from here, we can go ahead and update this product description with something better. And I also have a free custom GPT that you can use where all you have to do is explain what your product is, upload a few images of your product, and it's going to give you all of the copywriting that you need for your product description and even your product page sections as well. So I can go ahead and just copy this, then paste it into this box right here. And I would recommend removing all of these long dashes that ChatGPT loves to use because it's going to look way too obvious to the customer that we're using ChatGPT. And then I went ahead and uploaded some high quality images of my product. Then we can go ahead and reorder the images exactly how we want. And once these are good to go, you can scroll down below and just make all of the necessary changes that you need for your variants and update all of the prices accordingly. And here's an example of how my store looks like for this portable blender. So as you can see, I have all of these high quality images. I have tons of social proof and all of these different sections that highlight the features and benefits of my product. Now keep in mind that a few years ago, it probably would have taken me like 2 to 3 weeks of my time to design this entire product page that you're seeing here. But instead, I actually used an AI store builder that helped me auto-generate every single section that you're seeing here in literally just a few minutes. So if you want to know exactly how I designed this store step by step, make sure to watch this video up here as I cover everything from A to Z. And one additional thing I want to mention about store design is that this is something that you should never overcomplicate, especially if you're just starting out. Now that we have access to AI store builders, it's easier than ever to have a store that's ready to go, and it's much more worth your time to focus on ads, which is going to bring traffic to your store. And that leads me to talk about the fourth principle, which is how to run ads for your store. So there's 2 ways you can go about this. The first way is doing this organically, and this is where you set up a TikTok page and you pretty much post like 3 to 5 times per day, and you hope that one of these videos go viral. Now the great thing about this method is that you can get your first few sales completely risk-free, as you're not spending any money to test any of these videos on TikTok. But the problem of this is that it could take really long in order to see success. And it also becomes really hard to scale from here, because even if a video goes viral, you will probably get sales for like the first 1 to 3 days until it starts to die off. And this is why I prefer to go with paid ads, specifically with Facebook. And this is because I'm able to figure out if a product is going to work for me or not within the first 1 to 2 days. And if it does start working, I can literally scale from $100 per day to thousands and thousands of dollars per day, literally overnight. Now, of course, in order to run paid ads, you're going to need a little bit of a budget to start out with. And I would recommend having at least $200. And the more budget that you have, the better, because that means you're going to be able to test more products. And aside from the budget, you're also going to need to set up a Facebook Business Manager and an ad account, which is super easy to do. And I'll leave a link in the description below to the sign up page. After you do that, you also want to create a Facebook business page for your store, and then also create an Instagram account that you will then link to the Facebook page. Now, once you have those essentials set up, the next thing you need to do is create some video ads for your product. Now, one important thing you need to understand in order to be successful with Facebook going into 2026 is that you need to have diversity in the ads that you are testing for your product. So this means that you cannot just spam test the exact same type of creatives like this store is doing on TikTok, because Facebook is easily able to recognize if you keep filming in the exact same setting, if you keep having the same exact hooks, and you're not doing anything different to make your ads appear more different to their algorithm. So to give you an example of how you can create different type of ad styles while selling the exact same product, I'm going to use this automatic toothbrush as an example. And what I did was pull up 3 different videos that I found going viral for this exact product on TikTok. So let's start off with this first video where you can see that they have a really engaging hook where it looks like they're going to demonstrate using this toothbrush on these pair of dentures, which looks like it has like some guacamole on it. So let's go ahead and take a look on how this ad looks like. So as you can see, he's just inserting it into the dentures and just showing how this toothbrush is actually cleaning it very, very well. So this type of ad style is something that works really well because viewers are able to see how effective this type of product is. And we can see that this video got 10 million views just from this video. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the second type of ad style that you could potentially make for the exact same product. So as you can see, this video ad is very, very simple, and it's literally just a selfie video of this guy using the toothbrush. Now, this is the type of ad style that would only work if your product has a really unique feature to it and also a strong wow factor, which is something that I've talked about over and over again in the beginning of this video. And then let's also take a look at this other ad style of another brand selling this exact same product.
This is a self-brushing toothbrush, probably the first in the world.
Why has it taken so long for somebody to invent the perfect toothbrush? Look at that.
Well, that's very simple because it cleans your whole mouth in just 30 seconds, and at the same time, you don't even need to use your hands. It's hands-free.
So as you can see, this one starts off with a more animated type of hook, but then they also have real people talking about the product. Now, of course, in order to create an ad like this, it does require more resources, such as people filming with your content and creating all of these different crazy animations. But another thing that you need to realize is that we can also use AI to our advantage to create every single one of these visuals that you're seeing here. And I actually have a video I posted on my channel that shows exactly how I created a full Facebook video ad using nothing but AI visuals for this portable blender. So feel free to watch that if you want to know how you can use AI to create video ads for you. Now, if you find using AI is a bit too difficult to help you create your video ads, there's also other ways on how you can get content for your product. And one of my favorite methods is by looking up my product on Alibaba.com, as they have tons of listings with videos that are filmed from the Chinese factories, which is typically okay to use, especially if you're just testing out your product. As you can see, this listing right here has a clear video of this self-cleaning hairbrush, which I could potentially use. And another thing you can also do is go on 1688.com and do a quick image search of your product. And once again, you'll have access to a ton of listings where some of them could also have videos that were filmed from these factories that you could then edit everything together. And now that you understand how you can create your video ads, once again, you just want to create at least 3 unique ads with different visuals, different settings, and different hooks. This way you'll have a better chance of success once you actually launch that in your Facebook ads campaign. So speaking of the Facebook ads campaign, this is a general rule of what you can follow. So what you want to do is just create one single CBO campaign at $50 per day. And to do this, just go into your ads manager, click on create, click on the sales objective, click on continue. Then on the campaign settings, you want to make sure this is set to campaign budget, and then you can update this budget to $50. And the next step from here is going to be to set up our ad set. And that's going to look like this page right here. So you want to make sure that your conversion event is set up to purchase. Then you want to scroll down below, and where you see audience, you want to make sure that everything is left untouched. So you don't want to put any interest or anything like that. We're going to leave it completely broad so that we let Facebook do all of the targeting for us. And what I also recommend is that you choose one single country to target and don't stack a bunch of different countries together, because you're going to get a lot of mixed data, and the $50 that you're spending is going to be spread out way too thin to all of these different countries. And I just strongly recommend only focusing that $50 towards one country. Everything else you can leave untouched, and then when you click on next, this is exactly where you're going to be uploading all of your video ads. So like I said, you want to have at least 3 to 5 unique video ads, and you're also going to want to set up 3 primary texts, 2 headlines, and 2 descriptions for those ads. And what I'm talking about is this little area that you see here on this page, where you have the ability to enter in all of your copywriting for your primary text, which is going to appear on the top of your creative. And then you're going to have these areas to enter in your headlines and also your descriptions, which is going to appear directly below your ad creative. And as usual, I'm making your life easy with a free custom GPT that helps you write all of the copy that you need for your Facebook ads, and you can get access to it in my description below. And then once you publish your campaign, this is how it should look like. So we have the campaign name with one single ad set, and inside of the ad set is going to contain the variations of all of my ads. And now that your campaign is ready to go, feel free to watch my in-depth Facebook tutorial here, which is going to walk you step by step on exactly everything I look for on the first 3 days of testing my campaign, so I know exactly when to turn it off before it loses me money. And in that video, I also talk about how exactly I scale the campaign if it ends up working for me. So make sure to watch that video. It's going to cover everything you need to know about Facebook ads in 2026. So assuming that your Facebook campaign worked and you started to get your first few sales, now let's talk about how to actually fulfill all of your orders so that your customers actually receives your product. So if you followed along this video and you've already connected your product through Zendrop, then that's great because it's going to make your life so much easier. And all you have to do is go on the orders tab on the left-hand side, and you're going to see all of your orders pop up from your Shopify store. And all you have to do is select all of your orders at once. Then you click this button that says bulk fulfill, and then you can go ahead and fulfill all of your orders at once. As a reminder, if you signed up in my description below, you can actually get a free $39 that you can use to fulfill your first orders. So I highly suggest taking advantage of that while you can. So aside from fulfilling all of your orders, another important thing you need to set up for your store is also a support email. This way customers can reach out to you in case they have any issues with their order. And the cool thing is that you can actually get a free support email directly from Zoho.com, as they have a forever free plan. This way you're going to appear more professional to all of your customers, and you can handle all of their requests directly from this website. Now let's say if your customers receive their product and it comes out defective, or there's an issue with the shipment, what you can do is just go on Zendrop and then reach out to their support, as they're really responsive and they will help you out with any issues that you have with the products that you ordered, and they'll issue a free replacement to your customer, no problems. And let's also talk about if you have a customer that just simply wants to return or exchange their items. You're probably wondering, like, how do you even handle that if we are dropshipping? So there are 3 different ways you can handle this. Number 1, you can set up a virtual address for your business by going on virtualpostmail.com, and you can have your customers return all of their packages there. And then from there, you can choose to do whatever you want with it, whether you want them to forward that package to your home, or you could just let them discard the packages. It's really up to you. The second option would be to just let the customer return the package directly to your home, but that is only if you feel safe of the customer knowing what your direct address is. And this way, once you receive that package and you get another customer that places an order for that exact same item, you can go ahead and ship that product yourself. Now, of course, this is going to require you to actually go out to the post office and send that package. And if you don't want to deal with any of that, there is the third option where you can just simply provide a partial refund to your customers and let them keep the item, which is what I personally do with all of my stores. So typically when a customer requests to return their order, I'll give them the option of giving a 50% refund and letting them keep the item and see if they accept that. And I would say about 8 times out of 10, a customer will accept that. But if they don't and they are demanding a full refund, then I'll go ahead and just refund them in full. And I can either choose to have them return the product to me or just let them keep it. And with that being said, that's pretty much the step-by-step approach on how I would start dropshipping in 2026. I hope you found this video valuable. And if you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel, as I'm going to continue to make more videos to help you out with your dropshipping journey. And make sure to follow me on Twitter as well, as I'm always dropping some tips and advice from time to time with everything that I'm doing with my stores in real time. And aside from that, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.